What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome, boys and girls. How you guys doing? Welcome, Binx members, to the Around the Nation episode number 42. Oh my God. How's it going, everyone? How you doing, Bloody, over there?
Oh my goodness gracious. Holy freaking hell, everyone. Welcome to Around the Nation. Hopefully they're having a great and wonderful Mount Day. Oh wait, is it Hump Day? Mount Day. Either which way, welcome in, everybody. Holy friggin' doodle. 42 episodes.
Yep.
Absolute nutside. How have you been? How's your week been, Rican?
Man, I could say that there's been so many things going on. Got a new job. Actually was in the ER yesterday because I got some sort of irritation on my hands from cleaning materials that we use at the job. So
for ethylene or something, or some kind of
I don't know, man. The only thing is, doctor said that I have to take pills for 5 days for the swelling to go down and all this other stuff. So yeah, it's been very, very interesting. But how's your week been?
It's been absolute nutsoid. I mean, it's been chill and mellow. Like I said, Friday was absolute nutsoid. For those of you who actually went to, Twitch.tv, Binx TV, the community, like I said, the full community, full friggin' server took down Mata, the fourth boss, and Valheim. I mean, it was an awesome community effort. We had a full server. It was absolute nuts. And I'm still trying to unwind down from that. Even though it's Wednesday right now, I'm still trying to unwind down from then because it was nuts. It was glorious. It was holy friggin' doodle. And then
so now you're at the last boss, right?
We're prepping for the last boss. So basically a lot of us are, still going out fishing, making sure we got like enough for fish wraps. Then now we got, basically gas wind. So now we're going to be going after serpent hunting as well. Actually get, that serpent stew. And Jeremy, serpent stew, not serpent meat. Those things are 10 pounds each. No wonder you're freaking overweighted. No wonder you need to wear a belt to the raid. I mean, dear God. Wow.
Well,
man,
that's
especially
good.
With dead body, especially dead body storage. I mean, there's hey, Hentai-chan, welcome in. Awesome sauce. No, but this week has been a wind down week. It's been a wind down week. So getting a lot of other stuff behind the scenes actually done. But it's been actually pretty good. Not as horrible as yours, thank goodness.
Yeah, it's been an interesting week for me because basically, previously, as you guys know, I worked at nighttime, right? So now with my new job, I'm working early mornings. So I'm trying to get readjusted to, being up at 3 o'clock in the morning, which GTA Mama is not happy about it. But, it is what it is, right?
Good. Well, you can come to my stream at 3 o'clock in your morning.
Yeah, now I can. When I'm not driving.
Not true that good. Oh, wait,
hey, Flint Gold, how you doing?
But I do remember we have a huge, very special VIP guest from where? Who's this guest we have here?
Yes, we do. But before that, just to let you guys know, we are sponsored by Binx.tv and
Anime for Humanity, finding mental sources through anime. Oh, yeah.
Awesome communities, guys. If you haven't checked them out, please do. We have a whole bunch of links for you to go there. If you're not a member, all you have to do is type in !invite, and you guys would be able to sign up. And it's real easy. All you got to do is join the Binx team, then link your Steam account, and bam, you are a Binx member, right? It's that simple. Now, yes, we are going to introduce the special guest today, the VIP, the most important person that we've been trying to get on this podcast for a very long time, and we finally got him. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to the marketing manager, Monkey Bite. How you doing, Monkey?
Hi, friends. How you doing?
Oh, man, it feels so good.
Nice cue up. That was cute.
It feels so good to say that, VIP guest Monkey Bite in the house. I mean, you guys don't know, from behind the scenes, me and Bloody have been literally for months been trying to get Monkey Bite on this.
Dude, it's taken 42 episodes to get Monkey Bite up in here. And
Well, and
that's
you'll see-
after
and
we got the approval.
You're probably seeing why and how. Yeah, I'm a camera shy kind of human being. I'm learning a lot from Binx overall, just because. Watching you guys, watching the Steam streamer community grow. I've learned a lot over the years. So
Yes.
But I'm a shy soul.
That is awesome. Well, let's go ahead and say hi to some of our Binx members that are up in here. We got Flint Gold. We got, who else? Hentai, Choo Choo 405 in the house, GTA Mama. Bubba Main.
Binx member just barely joined up. Darkwing Games, mad love.
Welcome.
Austrian nice guy. That's a great title.
Wait, Australian bad guy? Yes. Man,
But-
He needs a nemesis. Yeah, he needs a nemesis.
Oh,
he
yes.
has many. The Austrian nice guy has a bunch of bad guys as nemesis. It's pretty good and simple.
It's nice. And then GTA Mama saying we must have Binx on next. Hey, Motorcar, how you doing?
Give Motorcar a motor hug. Oh my goodness.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are being premium featured on Binx right now. So make sure you type in exclamation point Binx Raid. Get your 25 Binx coins up in there. If you have multiple social links linked up, you'll get more than 25. You'll actually get like 50. So don't hesitate to.
That's on the spin. That's
on the spin. Okay, I'm sorry. I take that back. It's 25 Binx coins. So, Monkey Bite. You know what? I'm actually going to let Bloody start off with the very first question. Go ahead, Bloody. It's all yours, man.
Well, then let me ask the nice, simplest question that I can ever possibly think of. Why was Binx TV created?
Ooh,
Simple question, right?
that's a really good question.
Good question. It's a good question. So there's a lot of reasons, but I guess to give it a little context, Binx is an offshoot from a company called Monkey Bite Development that my partners and I are a part of, and we've been in the indie development kind of world for a long time, since the early '90s. Some of the partners actually way before that. And as we saw the kind of streaming thing take fold, kind of evolve and start to kind of explode onto the scene back. I think this was 2014, 13, 14, 15, in that kind of range of time. What we were noticing is that we saw a pattern that was happening in the gaming industry that's been something we've seen happen since the late 80s, early 90s, which is basically these technological swells and waves happen, but it not be part and parcel of the community that was really driving it. There wasn't a lot of give back to the community. There wasn't a lot of way for in this case, someone like Twitch or Google to really allow people to focus on the community themselves, the streamers, the content creators. And so for us, Binx was kind of a labor of love to some degree, because we went into it specifically trying to build a community around creators and streamers of the content for this new wave that was esports streaming. And that was really has been and continues to be kind of the focal point for us. There are ancillary things where we weighed the fact that we were an indie game developer. This gave us a lot of, a nice way to reach out and touch people who were playing our games as well. And you see that through Crash 'em Derby and through Valheim and some of the other things that the tie-ins. It allows us to really be in a one-to-one touch with the community members. But I think the basis of this, of the real point of starting Binx, was to be able to give something, some power, some capability, some control over esports streaming to the streamers themselves, to the people that we consider to be the creators of the wave. It's definitely our are attacked.
which is awesome. And you know, like I said, you know, Bloody was the one that introduced me to Binx, and it's been such an amazing you know, event for myself, and I guarantee you Bloody feels the same way. And when he talked to me about it, it just it bring a good feeling that we have the opportunity to grow as streamers, as content creators, like you say, and then also be able to have tools to help us improve things, and also be able to, for us to give back to the community as well. So that is an awesome awesome concept.
That's what we've learned. That's I mean, the beautiful thing of it is that when we started, there was a whole point in time where we stepped away from actually developing any games at all and just focused on the community building, the tool building within Binx. Because when we started making games, I mean, we had Blood Pong and Galactic Patrol, some of the really early games in the 1990s. People would download the 3 megabyte game file from us, and then call us on the phone and tell us what they hated or what they loved, right? I mean, it was such a one-to-one relationship with our gaming community, and we weren't seeing that with esports. We weren't seeing that with the larger publishers stepping into Twitch and into at that time it was Google as well. And so the Binx really allowed us to get in touch, to know you, to know Bloody, to know Rican, to know the many of the different members of the Binx community, listen to you guys, hear what you were saying, and to react in a way that I hadn't seen, I hadn't felt, I hadn't been kind of energized by since the early days of online gaming or gaming in general. We started as a virtual reality company in the late 80s, and then transferred into being games. And the great thing about being games was that we got those calls, we got those phone calls and those letters in the mail every once in a while, or a fax, but that was cool. And Binx allowed us to really connect with a whole new generation of gamers, and at the same time create games that we could we could give to you as tools, and games and tools, I guess, games and software we could give to you as tools.
That is freaking awesome.
So we invigorated our gaming passion as well.
VR in the 80s, enlighten me a little bit on that one. Is it like that Nintendo thing that was all red in front of your face? I mean,
so we were part of a company called Virtual Reality Laboratories, which took USGS topographical maps and then rendered them in 3D, and then let you fly through the different scapes.
I remember that. Oh my God!
So
wow!
We were part of the team that helped develop that. My CTO is and I've got two partners, and we were both worked on those tools. And then gaming came in and just kind of bulldozed virtual reality, rightfully so, right?
Yeah,
took it over.
Well, I mean, at the same time too, virtual reality was not as well liked back then because of the fact of nausea. Like they have not mastered the technology yet to be able to use virtual reality that well, right? So
it took serious hardware. And really we could spend hours and hours and days, weeks, literally rendering whole landscapes, right? And then pre-formatting flight throughs. But yeah, no, the hardware was nowhere near good enough. And what's changed with the latest wave of VR is that hardware is mobile, and it's not tethered, and it lets you do things that are way lighter. The hardware has come day and night from what we were seeing. I still think it has a long way to go, but it's certainly a different world now, in dealing with phones and with the Oculus Rift and Quest and Vive, HTC Vive. These are some interesting things. But at that time, Doom came out.
Yeah, I remember.
We all played it to death. And then we said, we're out of the virtual reality business. We're making games. And we just went full bore for that.
Nice.
Never looked back.
That is awesome.
So, it's been good. But like I said, there was this kind of trend away from for indie developers, away from being connected to their gamers, to the people playing their games. You know, you got publishers between you, you have a distributor between you, you may even have large brands in between you, and it just became kind of a soulless experience. Binx allowed us to reconnect with the people playing the games, like YouTube, like us. Us. It allowed us to connect back with us so that we could enjoy making games again. And that's where you see, Zombies versus Humans, you see Slots, you see Crash 'em Derby. These are games we wanted to build, but we wanted to build them in such a way that they could be a tool for the gamer and for us, and frankly, more for the gamer.
Yeah,
because we kind of just do love doing this and building these games.
That is awesome. Now we do like all everyone in chat, we allow them to ask questions.
Sure.
So if you guys have any questions that you would like to ask Monkey Bite, just type it in chat. We'll get to it and we'll ask him the question. If he feels like answering it and he knows he can, then he will. But if he can't, we're not going to pressure him into doing that. But I do have one question from ChooChoo405.
Nah, I might.
I do have a question from ChooChoo405. She says, "Why have you been hiding that adorable face?"
Well, in gaming, I'm an old man, and so that's a thing that actually with the pandemic and with kicking off, not only kind of being a gamer, it's been neat, and I've been learning from the community how to get in front of the camera. And so this is something I've been showing up on this show alone took me a year to get to get comfortable with, just on regular Zoom meetings, regular WebEx meetings, you name it. I've always been turning on the camera and trying to get comfortable with it. So I think I'm just shy by standards. But thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
Young man, I'm retired. You're not old. It's coming from 405. Also, another really good question coming in from Flankle, though. What is Binx doing to grow and advertise the company, and where do you see it going in the future?
So, for the past year, and you may all know, we've been in a pandemic, and so we have another company that we work with and we've fostered as well over the years. And I don't know if you guys have talked about this before on the show, but it's a healthcare software company for healthcare. Health tech, yeah. And the idea there is that we stand behind the scenes and we kind of take and learn technology and information and utilization through our gaming work, and we apply it to healthcare. And so we've been a little bit drawn away from Binx just a tad for the last year. I don't necessarily mean that to say that energy hasn't been focused there and continues to be focused there, but I do mean to say that more energy is going to be focused there. and start to focus back there now that things are starting to calm down a little bit in that world. But having said that, and to answer your question more readily, prior to the pandemic and during the pandemic, we were really focusing internally. So we were looking at the members that we had and looking at tools, services, games, and kind of integrations and coming technologies that we know are on the cusp. And how could we utilize those for our existing customer member base? And initially, in the early years of Binx, we were focusing on how could we get onto YouTube, or how could we get onto Steam, or how could we get onto something to expand our membership group. I'd say the last 2 to 3 years have been really focused on how can we just serve the member group that we have, because we hit a plateau that we liked, that's comfortable, that there's many of you here that we just felt we wanted to kind of focus inwards. So a lot of our marketing, a lot of our presentation has been about doing that inward focus on the members. There are some things coming, though, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the new technologies that are coming that we will be implementing. There's
Yep.
some new games coming, and there's some new outreach that we'll be doing at the end of this year as well. We're not quite yet ready to announce what that is, but I think it's going to be a really big and interesting thing for the community, as bringing new people to the community itself. But the first kinds of things that we're continuing to focus on for marketing and for the community, it's not necessarily about growth as much as it is about looking at technologies that we see coming down the pike right now, and applying it to the community and giving it to the members right now.
Which is I think is an awesome thing. And again, we have been in the podcast, we have been mentioning, the fact of, with COVID and stuff like that, since you guys are in the health field,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel, and I don't know how Bloody feels. I think he would feel the same way, or you. Health is more important than anything. So, with the stuff that you guys do, not related to Binx, and you guys, focusing on helping, with this pandemic, I think that's very honorable. I mean, literally, like, if we can give blue ribbons to everyone, that would be freaking awesome. Because,
It was pretty cool. We were asked to do our first pandemic related product. You might say. It was a portal. Really early on in March of last year. How quickly can you spin something up? How well can you put something together so that we can speak to and deliver information to people? And it for our team, it was really nice because we had something to do. We had some way that we could affect what was going on.
Okay.
And that's continued and that's grown. And so what I did in the company was kind of step back and see if we could separate and focus the two businesses a little bit more carefully and a little bit more focused so that we could not lose focus on our gaming. Because one thing that's really important for the Binx community and for the gaming community in general, and I don't know that there's a great understanding of this, is that games drive technology. Games drive the hardware. We all know games drive the hardware. But games drive engagement. They drive utilization. They drive incentivizing. They drive hardware. They drive just innovations all over the map. And it's really gaming communities and gaming gamers that are on the cutting and bleeding edge of a lot of innovation that goes into other industries. The blockchains, the NFTs, the healthcare. And we happily play in the healthcare world. So for us, it's just one thing that we want to kind of bring to the future bring to the community in the future is the acknowledgement that all that is being done by you is having effect on people's wellness, is having effect on people's finances, on people's it has value in it. And I don't know about the general gaming community, but I know that my personal experience in the gaming community from back when was the first 20 years of my being a gamer, was explaining to my family what the heck I did. We had a certain level of success, but nobody could pin what it was we do.
Yeah.
And I think it's real important that as we step into the next couple of decades, the gamers take ownership of the fact that what we do is extremely important. I'm having conversations with healthcare companies right now, and we're talking about incentivizing health journeys. And that comes straight out of gaming.
Yeah. I mean,
and the
you got
gamers are the experts.
Yeah, you got Game Fuel, you got all those, top end, that these streamers are advertising for, and again, with the health concept, that would actually be a really good thing to bring forward.
Absolutely.
Now,
go ahead. I could keep going on for the.
No, you're
I'll
fine.
wait for the question.
You're fine. Choo Choo has a question. She asked, any more chat aids coming up in the future? Things that spark conversations with chat.
Yeah. And that's kind of a little bit more of the kind of focusing inwards is, and you may have noticed our back and forth relationship with our bots and the kind of bot technology that we're employing. that's something that we will be growing and continuing forward, because that's something that does directly affect the members. And so we see it as an engagement tool, as a utilization tool. And I mean, even before we got in here, there were ideas being floated around of how could we take card assets or box assets or game assets and apply them more liberally into spin or into chat or for us, once you create the incentive product, how we tie it back into and in a more tightened way to the Binx community is our goal number one.
Which is awesome. And by the way, guys, just to let you know, throughout the stream, we are doing giveaways. So if you would like to enter a giveaway right there, Bloody's actually handling that right now. So if you would like to enter the giveaway, exclamation point ticket to get yourself entered into that giveaway.
Monkey Pie can join too. Also, earlier question, do you think MMORPGs are going to be a big thing again in the future? And that's coming from Doom Knight.
So we've seen MMOs take a big hit. They're not drawing a lot of, and it's kind of does it good for the gamer or good for the business? And it's not always the same thing. And from a business standpoint, that's kind of where I sit. As I sit back and look at the state of the industry and revenue sources. MMOs have taken a pretty big hit for that. I'm a big RPG fan myself, so I that's kind of what I enjoy playing. We used to hire people based on how they played certain RPGs, so that we know. It's just a fun little factoid, but I don't know that. I mean, neither is going to go away. It's a game style, right? It's a game approach. I think what you'll end up seeing is that big publisher money won't fall behind one or the other more readily. And I think that MMOs are the one that's going to have the more struggle to it, because the MMO really has that ongoing, continuous need for revenue and funding. Now, the nice thing about an MMO is that it also has that possibility where if you do fund it and you do show passion for it from a business standpoint, the community almost always comes back and grows, right? So there's always this slow growth trajectory. The problem that we see in the business side of the gaming industry is that there's a real focus. There's always been a real focus on the first 3 month spike. Get a game out, pay it back, move on to the next game. And that's never sat well with us. And I don't think that sits well with any indie developer ever, or possibly any developer ever, but definitely not with the indies. And it's also part of why it kind of ties into Binx itself, because with Binx, I mean, we started kind of coding and building the community in 2013. Here we're X number of years later, and it's bigger than it was, right? It's not monumental, but it's bigger than it was. And I know that I know that
74,000 members plus, not big.
It's pretty impressive. It is pretty, it kind of blows the mind. But we're in it for the slow and steady and kind of everybody wins at the same time kind of growth. Not the 3 month turnaround, not the payoff or walk away kind of thing. And I guess to draw back to your question, I would look more at what kind of RPGs roll out, what MMOs roll out, and what their business is on the back end. If they have a robust kind of virtual goods business, if they have a robust economy happening within them, they've got legs. They'll exist. RPGs fall into that 3 month kind of cycle thing where they try to bust something out, and if it fails, it fails. They don't. Sometimes the second release of a game can be the better one. And I think the industry just needs to get that into their mind, that you can double, triple, and quadruple down and make something better. And then I think RPGs will do well as well.
Well, I could say this because there is one game that a few members of the community are very excited about that's coming out, and you may want to look into it. It's called New World. It comes out August 31st. And, yeah, some of the community members and I have played it. Try to get Bloody to play it, but he secretly plays things when you're not looking. But there are a couple of, like, I think that's going to be the next biggest MMO RPG game that's going to be coming out on August 31st. So that's actually going to be pretty exciting, or something to look into. Valheim, I think we're having you guys are having a good success with the cards that you are implementing within the game and stuff like that. And again, we're going to be talking about that in a few minutes, but just wanted to that link with Valheim and what you're doing with these cards is pretty amazing, right? And people will find out what your goals are, right, for that type of stuff that's going on. But first, what we're going to do is we're actually going to be talking about, and I think it's a very appropriate, CED.
CED. Okay.
Can I ask a question first, though?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Marketing aspect is actually was brought up, and it's a really valid point. For the website design itself, a lot of your members and viewers and etc. are international. So, do you think possibly that Binx would actually make the multi-language site for them?
Absolutely.
Have something that will, depending on what region they are, actually be encoded in that, instead of just they have to hit the Google Translate on Chrome or on their browser, if it does have a translate option, would put into their language.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes, we're keenly aware that a large part of, not a majority, but a large part of our community is not in the United States, and in fact that's something that when we do our analytics and we look at the statistical numbers, it's always a joy to be a little shocked at where people are coming from, and so over the past, part of what we've done with the pandemic approach, the pandemic boost that we've had in our business is expand our translation team, our internal translation team. So we actually have been building a translation team internally, and part of that, one of those customers will be Binx for doing that. The main thing for us is to figure out exactly where to kind of focus first when it comes with stepping outside of the United States, whether it's the Middle East, or whether it's Europe, or whether it's into Asia, the Asia Pacific countries. But you're definitely going to see some growth in more, not only translation, but also stepping into kind of some of the product markets that exist out there, some of the tools that exist out there that are a step beyond Steam or step beyond other storefronts or exchanges.
Nice. Well, that's absolutely amazing, and I guarantee you a lot of people from overseas are pretty excited to see what gets moved forward with this, and it's freaking awesome. Like I said, there's so much. I guarantee you a lot of people have a lot of questions, and like I said,
and just to make a crossover from Valheim to CED, it's like we zenned really nicely with the Valheim group, because it's a small developer, it's a small group. They obviously put out a really great product. And game. It had depth. And then we had a couple of members who were willing and interested in being in the universe right here. And that's the kind of thing that we want to help promote in the industry. It had a nice synergy with our games, because our games allow us to extend the Binx community off of the web and into Steam or into the Gameverse itself. But it's been really excellent to kind of see how we can expand that and apply Binx cards, as we're doing in Valheim, and drops and NFTs in there, and kind of bring that into the Binx community members as well, not just kind of focused on the games which we love, but the games that we create ourselves.
Awesome. And like I said, with the universe, you know, you have Bloody, you have a lot of people that are in there. Doom Knight, Choo Choo, a VIP that I don't know if we're able to mention.
Oh,
You know,
wait, there's a VIP. Wow, I know. Awesome sauce.
if she is going public, but you know, there's a VIP going in there as well in the Valheim community, and yeah,
her voice is out there. You can actually mention Miss Tinker Hell has been helping.
Miss Tinker Hell, yeah.
I know. Yeah.
You're amazing. That's all we got to say.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's the actual person that actually brought me into the Binx circle. That introduced me to Binx. I mean, I know, man, I loved her. Basically, I was there when she started her 7 days to affiliate way back when, and Binx helped her get affiliate in 7 days. No joke. People were saying, you can't do that. I'm going, Binx did that. Binx got Tinker Hell to affiliate in 7 days from start. She was playing World of Warcraft. You know, went down in there, cute, adorable little panda coon. Unofficial Binx Minx. Right there. I mean, mad love to her. First person that gifted me any game really was the OG Pikachu. Beforehand was Pikachu, way back when, just to get my Steam account up, which was, like I said, awesome community members, helpful as all heck. All you have to do is just join and ask.
Yeah,
it's basically it on that.
Well,
one.
that's the thing. That's the thing that's been amazing about the community is that it really, if you give people a positive place to connect and support each other, guess what? They connect and support each other, and it's freaking brilliant. I mean, you know, it's I can't.
Weird concept, huh? Weird concept, isn't it? It's like, wait, do stuff for others? Well, yeah, because Binx taught me basically the more you actually put into the Binx community itself, the more you can actually get back, not monetary wise or stuff like that. I mean, that comes with time, but the more positive stuff you get actually out of it. I mean, for, you know, regular streamers and members itself, the more you put in, your name gets out there, the more knowledge, you know, your name gets out there, more advertisement for you for egg branding. But then on top of that, the more connections you make, the more friends you have a possibility of making throughout Twitch and other platforms, which is absolutely just, it's mind boggling. Because, like, you know, when you first saw Binx, it's like, it seems overwhelming. And for those of you barely starting off, don't go all like gung-ho. I mean, I've seen a couple of people like they just barely joined and they went completely gung-ho, everything, and they burnt themselves out. You know, go at your own pace. Go what you feel is good for you. I mean, with any community itself, you know, make sure that, you know, that you are happy. With every community, says it's all about you being happy first. You know, once you actually chill with yourself and stuff, you know, branch out, but have fun. You know, get to know people and, you know, make those awesome connections and friendships. And sometimes it'll last for years and years and years. Might even last for eternity. I'm still waiting for a Binx meetup that actually ends in a marriage. I'm still waiting for one of those.
You know, and once the pandemic kind of starts chilling out here, we do want to have those physical gatherings again. That's been a deep desire of the team to do that. That was super fun to do it. That one GDC and we look forward to doing that again for sure. Because that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. It's nice to see the IRL crossover.
Yeah, myself and Rican are waiting for that booth at TwitchCon, you know.
Yeah. we're
yeah, we're vaccinated too. That's a big thing.
we're ready.
Doing it around here too.
We're ready to do a show.
Yeah, exactly. From a location. Absolutely.
Yeah, live on the floor.
But I want to loop back real quick, Bloody, to what you're saying about, you know, taking it slow. I also want to encourage people to take breaks. You know, we've seen that with some of our gamers, and we get that sometimes with people. They ask for their account to be deleted or they want it paused, and absolutely, you know, no sweat whatsoever. You know, we're going to be here. We're going to be as a community, and I've been honored to see a number of really, really amazing members kind of leave and take the time that they need, and then when they're ready, come back and find new footing within the community, within streaming, within gaming. It's been pretty cool to see that, and every one of those people who's come back has come back with something new, with something interesting, or with some part of them, you know, more fleshed out. That's something that we want to encourage in the community as well. We don't intend to be gone ever. So there will always be a place there'll always be a place to come back to, so take the time that you need. Absolutely.
That is awesome. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get into one of the topics, and that is CED, Crash 'em Derby.
CED.
So let's go ahead.
So yeah, I mean, CD just started the crowd play games in general. Crash 'em Derby. Some of you may have played Zombies versus Humans. We've toyed with a couple of others. We have a slots game that's in dev as well. For us, these are games that let us kind of reach the height of integration. Right? It's something we can put out there. We can have fun with. The focus is obviously initially on fun, but it also allows us to kind of give it to our members. The other one, Doodle What, was a fun one. I think that was the first integration we ever did. But it lets us showcase and learn from how we can apply different technologies on the site and from the members directly into the gaming, into games themselves, and then hopefully to extend that to other developers and be able to say to them, hey, this is a cool community. These are cool tools. You can work with these as well. And we're wide open to that approach. And along those lines, we have a new CED coming out at the end of this month. I guess that would be this weekend, huh? Yeah, it's coming right up.
I know, awesome sauce on that one.
Yeah. So there's with CED, we've got a couple of new things that are happening. The real biggies though are that we're going to be relaunching the Derby circuit. I'm looking over here at the list that I have, and it's a long list, but I think the biggest ones are May 1st, the Derby circuit will be relaunching. We drew that back a little bit so that we could do some level setting for gameplay. And also so that we could put in cheat enhancements, because we had some people who were gaming the system a little bit, which is cool. That's what everybody does. But I mean,
you'll find out you'll find out in any game that rewards people.
It's what it is, and it's part of the game itself. We get it. But the other big thing that this next release with CED will be NFTs. We'll be implementing NFT cars. And so these are non-fungible tokens. We're converting cars to NFTs that can then be owned by the gamers of the game. But not only owned, because right now you can essentially have your own card, your own box, your own car. But in this case, with an NFT, you can trade that. And you can trade that on any market that you want out there. You can build your brand with it. And frankly, you can build your own finances with it if you want. So, I mean, that's probably one of the biggest additions that we have to the coming game. But there's a couple of other things like anti-cheat, tighter integration with the Binx site, streamers' ability to reward Binx coins per round. Optional health bars are coming for the streamers can offer to people. Improved damage accuracy that we were talking about earlier, tighter boxes. THM is a new music artist that we've been working with really closely. Has some wonderful albums, and his latest album will actually be in this new release as well. And some special kills, because that's what You'll have to play to see those.
Oh, definitely. With the CED, this question was brought up. I know there's only a 200 limit right now. Will it be a higher limit on the release, like 1,000 or more so? Or is it just dependent on the track? Okay.
Yeah, not this release. However, that is something we're building towards, and it's not necessarily a limitation of the game itself, of the game that's running on your system itself. It's more a limitation of how we support the back end of it, and make sure, and it kind of dovetails with cheat controls, leveling gameplay, and just making sure that there's enough server support to be able to do that. But we decided that the first steps would be the leveling of gameplay and the cheat controls. And then in the near future, you're going to start seeing the other aspects come together where we can go up in numbers. But our rendering engine is already doing a really nice job of pulling cars in So yeah, you'll see greater numbers in the coming future.
That's freaking awesome. Now we know that you've been, or you know, the designer team has been coming up with a awesome concept. Can we show that and you explain what they've done?
For the first NFT car that's dropping? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
I want the car right at the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it here first.
Let's see. I need to check out the.
We're waiting for the here first. Wait, hold on. Let me refresh.
Yeah, waiting for the refresh. Absolutely.
There it is.
There it is.
Oh, that's a smexy beast.
Yeah, so this will be the first NFT car that drops, and it'll drop this weekend. And it's going to drop as a Binx box. It will drop in the Rarible exchange, and it will drop in the OpenSea exchange as well. And again, that exchange, once it's something that someone has, they can take that and they can move it around however they want. Anytime that you come back to the game, it's going to be there for you to play that car itself. There'll be a high res anim that's built into it, and there'll be a Binx card dedicated to it as well.
Nice. This is looking bloody. Bloody's like,
hurry up, weekend! Get your butt here! Oh my god!
Yeah, it's a cool car. They did a nice job on it. We have a new wonderful designer that's actually working on cars and building the NFTs themselves. And one of the approaches to kind of decentralize the car services in this game is that in the future we might be able to actually employ and work with other artists outside of the company and more within the community where they could actually create their own NFTs as well.
Nice. That is.
I mean, that may be a nice like segue into what we're doing with kind of known and coming technologies. I mean, the NFTs for us is dabbling in something that we think is going to be huge for a technology and approach. We think it's going to be huge for gaming, but more importantly, again, for gamers, because it's a technology and an approach that we thought it would be neat to tie into this game, so that we could start to talk about it within our community, so that we could start to kind of talk about blockchain technologies, Ethereums, Bitcoins, NFTs, have an open discussion about what these are, how these might be implemented, and putting NFTs into the CED game lets us kind of use gaming as a showcase to say, here's how it could happen. But the beautiful thing is, we don't know exactly where this technology is going. It could go in 100 different ways, and it's probably going to be communities like ours that really drive the technology into some really cool markets.
Gotcha. Now, the deformation. Can you explain that a little bit? Because we did mention that on the last podcast for the news update. So, the card deformation.
So what we've done is we've kind of tightened the boxes around our damage accuracies. We don't yet have visual deformation that's going to happen within the game itself per damage area, but just kind of like with the numbers of cars that we're putting into the space, you got to lay a little groundwork before you do that, and that's why we wanted to improve the accuracy. Improving damage accuracy lets us have that more leveled gameplay. And it sets up it cues up our ability to do some visual deformation work in the future, if that's what gamers are really interested in. And then of course we try to keep our ears wide open. So as you guys are playing the new release, let us know. This is cool, but it's the but that we're always interested in, right?
Now you said that
that's a strange statement to make, but you know what I mean.
now you said that there's going to be an option to put a health bar, so the health bar is going to be basically on top.
Right. So the streamer that's actually presenting the game will have the option to turn on health bars for all of the individual car players, and they'll follow the car just above the car. Yeah.
Awesome. Bloody, you got any questions on the car? Because I know.
Okay. Well, I don't know if they have it set yet. What cards will I need to exchange for it?
No, I don't know that we do have that set yet, and how high that bar is going to be. Yeah, I think that's in open discussion right now. The way that the technology's set up, we have a lot of flexibility to kind of mold the value of the NFT itself, and offer it in different exchanges. And so one of the things is the Binx box, which allows us to work internally within our community without having to step out to some foreign exchange. But then, like I said, we'll be offering through Rarible and through OpenSea as well, which you won't need any cards for. You just need to have some kind of Ethereum wallet offering that you could move the NFT around within.
Yes, multiple cars. Oh my
Nice.
God.
Now,
Yeah. Oh, there's definitely going to be more cars. We're just getting started.
so one of the questions,
Yeah.
one of the questions was from Electroshock. Are there going to be any trucks?
Oh.
I'd say yes. Like I said, I'd say yes. I mean, it's all dependent on how quickly we work. But like I said, we've brought in one really, really talented new designer, and we have a couple of others that work on the art themselves, the skins specifically. But really, with this designer's skills, I've seen him create some amazing designs, and he's somebody that we've worked with that we had worked with back in the early days of our business, and seeing how he took standard market car models and came up with this first for his first car design. I can't imagine that we won't see all kinds of interesting vehicles coming out of his mind. Cars and trucks, for sure.
Now, besides the car concepts, are there any colors that are you still going to have the colors implemented and things like that?
Still colors, and we're working with. There'll still be decals. So if you look at this car design as well, it's also already built for decal capability on the hood, on the sides, and there's a little spoiler on the top. In addition, I think there might be something on the back fender area as well.
Oh,
yeah, but
will there be metallic colors in the future because of the high definition?
The high definition will let us do that. Yeah, absolutely. And so what we're debating right now is how much we parse out, right? Do we want specialty wheels? Do we want specialty decals? Do we want specialty tops? And I think that's where the discussion is haggling out right now. But and how we look to deliver those. Will it be through NFT? Will it be through a box? Will it be through a card?
Underlights.
That's still all or underlights. Oh, underlights would be cool. My daughter just got a car, and the first thing she went out and bought was lights for the whole interior of the car, little LEDs. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, wing that out.
I'm learning.
Well, there
is
an option for two-tone streamer custom paint jobs.
Custom paint jobs. Well, and
two-tone.
Oh, two-tone. I don't know about two-tone. I think what we'd love to do is actually build tools to allow people to be able to skin themselves eventually, so that we could get people playing with ideas for us. Not assuming that we know the best thing that's out there for the community itself.
That is absolutely awesome. I mean, I love the design. I can't wait to see the different types of designs coming. Do you know how long it will take for us? I mean, I know this is going to be dropping this weekend, this specific card this weekend.
Right.
Is there a time that you're going to be releasing more different vehicles?
I just noticed you're wearing the CED t-shirt. That's cool. I need to go upstairs and get mine.
Hey, I got to represent, man. Look,
I know.
Rapping here.
Sweet, sweet. Timeline for car rollouts, we don't have a timeline right now, but they'll definitely be speeding up. With this car and any kind of new person coming onto a team is going to have a ramp up period that they kind of work into. And so I would assume that we're going to start seeing these things roll out on a very regular basis. Maybe not weekly, but certainly on a monthly basis.
Awesome. I'm excited. I'm.
It's growing, and I think it'll be interesting also to see in the future how we're able to kind of work with the NFT technology and members, and help promote their promotion of different cars, of different NFTs themselves, and kind of help build a market in and of their own, and then how we apply that to other crowd play games, like slots, or like if we bring back the holiday games, the Zombies versus Humans, or or some of the other ideas that we have floating out there right now.
Well, speaking of the other games, though, Blood Pong and Galactic, what?
Yeah, actually, it was funny. I was playing Mortal Kombat this last weekend, and I totally, one of the first games we put out 100 years ago was called Blood Pong. It was a matching of Mortal Kombat and Pong, and I think it was a 1.2 megabyte download. Yeah, well, I was amazed. Somebody had it on YouTube, and they had actually got it running because it was created in like 91, 92, and it was running and it was working, and it was a great flashback. But yeah, those were some of the very, very early games we did. Very different world than we have today.
You can send them to my DM, right? I will definitely play them.
I don't even know where. I'm amazed that people find them out there, and we should start an old school kind of reboot old games if you can, or emulate them somehow onto the new systems.
Let's do
retro
it.
Games.
Retro.
That'd be hot. And my daughters were not impressed. They grown up with the newer games, and they're like, "Dad, that wasn't that good." I'm like, "Come on now, I was your age."
But hey, Monkey Bite, you're speaking like relaunching. I mean, if you relaunch the games, they might be a hit now.
Yeah,
it's true. And that is, I mean, if as we are looking at new games, everything wraps around how we can tie it back into the community, tie it back into Binx, utilize the kind of platforms that we have there. But yeah, that's something that I might take to the team and would talk about, because that would be kind of fun, kind of cool.
Fun topic to talk about at a meeting. Hey guys, do you remember Blood Pong?
Yeah.
Galactic Overload Taco Burrito. I forgot the rest of the name. Oh my god. Does anyone have a copy? Because Bloody would love to play the living shit out of it.
That would be awesome.
Another Binx game, like an OG Binx game.
Yeah, you'd have to have your old 486 lying around, boot that back up probably to run it though.
I have Raspberry Pis laying around, so
There you go. There you go.
Perfect.
That's the thing.
Let's
The phone could probably run way faster than those hardwares right now. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So before we get into our next topic, which we're going to be getting into the NFTs, or the Binx boxes, actually. Really quick, we're going to go ahead and run our ad. And again, this is one of our other sponsors, Anime for Humanity. Check this out.
Hello, Steven here with Anime for Humanity. What is Anime for Humanity? Well, Anime for Humanity is a 501(c) nonprofit charity dedicated to using anime, cosplay, and video games as a medium to challenge the stigma surrounding mental health. We attend conventions all over the nation to meet people face to face, start conversations that spark change, and hand out resources to anyone looking for support and community. To learn more, visit animeforhumanity.org, and to join the community, visit discord.gg/animeforhumanity.
She's the fact that she came out to that GDC and agoraphobia is her thing. It's just It just blows my mind. Just such a fantastic person.
Which speaking of that, prior to us going into the Binx boxes real quick, is there going to be any GDC? I mean, if they actually do it, will Binx be a part of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've really enjoyed GDC. I know that I literally got an email from them this morning saying everything's going to be virtual for this year, but I think by next year we should be back in GDC. We'll definitely be there. It's
awesome.
It's I don't know that we'll have a booth because we kind of ebb and flow on the value of booths necessarily. We're more interested in gathering together and seeing our members, seeing the gamers play, and kind of crawling the floor as much as possible.
Well, I mean,
so
we gotta save it for a Binx booth at at TwitchCon, so we can do the show.
Yeah, so that's the thing is I could totally see the show would actually give a good purpose for the booth. It's like, for me, I just want to go out and shake hands and talk to people and kind of hear what's happening in the industry, right? But the show, like having the show actually there and functional, would give great purpose to a booth. So something we can definitely talk about.
Choo says Rican dragged me into GDC. Yeah, I did. I mean, when we were doing the Crash From Derby, I was like, Choo, you need to do this. I was like, you need to get it. It was absolutely fun. I mean, as for many of us that actually displayed the game for the very first time and everything, and the audience that we had, it was so freaking amazing. I mean, the love that we got.
One.
Yeah,
the last one where you did the streaming, yeah, that was very fun.
Oh, that was freaking cool. And I mean, like, if we could do that again, if we could do that again, but add the podcast, add other things to it, I think that would be freaking awesome. I think that would be amazing. So,
I'd be down for that. I think one thing that you guys, I don't know if you guys saw, and maybe this time if we're able to do it, we can have a cam on the audience that's physically there, like the people who were gathering around the booth watching the game.
Well, I mean, that's why you got that's why you got me and Bloody here, so we can help you set up the scenery.
It was just cool. I mean, just trying to explain to people, like, this is what's going on. Like, that's a real person. Those are real people playing, and you can go over there and do this too. Yeah. I mean, that kind of virtual to real world crossover, people weren't expecting. They weren't ready for it.
And went to awesome pricing. So awesome cards. Exchanged them out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was
like, oh my god.
It was freaking awesome.
The GC had a lot of friggin' fun.
That's good.
Definitely in Choo Choo stream. I mean, I laughed my ass off every time she was starting, because you get those like, whoa, what the? I loved every second. I was just bowling, and sometimes I couldn't even hit start because I was laughing so hard.
That was awesome. That's awesome.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into the Binx boxes and the NFT. So right now, you guys in chat, you guys could see I'm displaying the Binx boxes. So if you want to follow, as as Monkey Bite is talking about it, and you have any questions, please ask in chat, and he'll answer them as best as he can. But
absolutely,
go ahead with the Binx boxes.
Well, so we've talked a little bit about the gaming and how we're implementing and looking at technology, and we talked earlier, and while we were talking about how one of our goals is to look at coming technologies, and see how they apply to the community, how they can apply to our members, how they can apply to gaming in general. And the NFT is something that's just super blowing up all over the place right now. And there's not a lot of understanding about what it is. And so I think, if you guys want to post any questions about what the hell we're talking about, that might be a good place to start.
Well, because we'll start off. What is the NFTs? What is an actual NFT?
Right. So an NFT is a non-fungible token. And in essence, what it is a bucket or a coin or token that you can place anything into. With coinage systems, and people are probably familiar with Bitcoins and XRPs or Ethereums. These are tokens with fixed values they're tokens with non-fixed values that go up and down. And that's where you see people that are buying and betting and trading in the digital currencies that are out there. With an NFT, it's a single value token. And so once you place what you want that value, once you place something in it, and then you place the value on it, it's there, it's done. And then it becomes something that you can transfer amongst people. So in that token, you could put a digital car, you could put your house, you could put $100 or whatever you want to do. You can place within this non-fungible token. Well, and what's happening a lot of times is people are also doing artwork and placing it in these tokens. And then what you can do is you can take that token and you can securely exchange it all over the world instantaneously. And with each exchange, you can decide whether you're going to keep the value of that token the same, or whether you're going to see it grow. Whether you bought a token for $100 and you now want to list it and sell it for $200, it's completely within your control how and if you want to do that. And there's all of these technologies that layer beneath that collectively you might call the blockchain, that allow for this really, really secure, really, really safe transaction to happen through the use of an NFT. And so in our case, we're taking a car, we're putting it into a token, and then we're using the token to validate who owns that car. So, Bloody, if you were to pick up this car in an NFT and then sell it to Rican would now have the ability to come in and play with that car, right? Because he effectively owns the NFT. But you get to set the value that you wanted to sell it for, and then you benefit from it completely. And that's the neat thing about the NFT, is that it's not about a market setting a value for a product. It's about you setting the value. And if you set it at 200 and Rican's willing to pay 200 for it, very well, it's done deal.
Nice.
What that does from a market standpoint is it takes away the free market concept and it applies, I don't know, I guess you could call it a personal market concept. That money is yours. And that's something that's a technology that's coming. It's going to be applied in many, many different industries. There's even a whole new kind of industry name growing up around it called asset finance or asset management. That's utilizing that's going to be just freaking huge. But the fact is, it's such a small and startup technology right now that a lot of people don't know how to interact with it. And so we thought that putting it into a game would be a great way to kind of have these conversations so that we could learn from you could learn from us, and we could talk about how this might affect other industries, like say healthcare or finance or travel, putting NFT keys, digital keys into NFTs that you could take on Airbnb, these kinds of things. We don't know. It's such a neat and interesting technology. We don't know where it's going to go. But one thing I do know is that if we put it out there and we talk about it within a community like Binx and with members like the Binx members, some of you might start the next, I was going to say Facebook, but let's pick a cooler company, Starlink, or the next whatever it might be. It's a technology that again, gamers can get in on the ground floor with, and really kind of, own the next couple of decades of the wave.
Nice. Jaime says, so my bath water I can put in there and sell for NFT?
You might joke, but there are those who are doing that. You might know that, right? So, yes.
Oh, man.
That's a whole different industry, which, we won't go there. But yeah, it can be something, the access to a physical good or a physical product could absolutely be put into an NFT. The one that I hear used a lot as an explanation is that I could fit a whole house, the value of a house, into an NFT. And the interesting thing is NFT is underpinned by a couple of technologies. There's the NFT, which is the transfer unit. There's the exchange, where you do your marketing and selling of the NFT. There's the wallet that sits behind that. That is where you keep your digital currency that you purchase these NFTs with. And beneath that, there's the digital currency itself. We've chosen with our NFTs to base our system on the Ethereum digital currency. And the reason that we like that the most is because it has this, it has a portion of it that's dedicated to contracts. That's pretty solid and pretty technically bulletproof. And, literally the ownership of a house is simply a contract. And if you can boil that down to one little digital exchange, you don't need brokers. You don't need salespeople. You don't need banks to manage these exchanges. You have this very sleek, very instantaneous contract. Okay. And that's one of the markets that this could definitely go into. So yes, you could totally do bathwater.
All right. Jeremy says, I could get the cultivator now or hold off. Decisions. So like the cultivator is, the cultivator's right there. Is still, they have two available.
Gotcha.
So he says decisions. I don't see the Huntress, or do you mean the Freya?
It's Hunter's Pack. Freya's going to be a next one.
Pack.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, so technology. You guys are already way ahead of me onto the NFTs themselves. I'm like Cultivator. I didn't write a program called Cultivator, but yeah, now I know.
Okay.
No, I've been there since Binx launched the NFTs. So I got a couple of the monkeys. I got your favorite card, the Monkey Wizard NFT. Yes.
It is a good one.
So they have different types. They have all these: the Huntress, the Builder, the Disciple, and then you also have Crash 'em Derby cars, the Holly, that you can get on NFT, things like that. The Holly's right there. It's showing.
It's NFT'd, or is it just? Is it going to be NFT?
Oh no, it's not NFT.
Right now,
sorry.
NFT'd. Oh my god! I'll be going. Yoink, can I exchange my now?
Or you can do the 1 million Binx coins NFT.
I'll get there eventually.
We actually had somebody turn that in. Yeah. So I mean, it's there. It's there.
Oh,
but yeah, I mean, this is the thing: is that within the Binx community, we have the Binx boxes that allow us to create our own exchange of the NFTs themselves. But we're also offering the services through the two exchanges that we're really dedicated on are OpenSea and Rarible. They're related with each other. They're small. They're focused, and they have a good secure feel and that they work with. And then, and this is also important, the CED release, where it kind of all ties back together, is going to support the 3 wallets, MetaMask, Coinbase, and Fortmatic. So all 3 of those wallets will be supported through the coming Crash 'em Derby and future crowdplay games.
All right. Bloody, if you would like to read Biggie's question, he has a really good question in chat.
Oh, okay. I was really happy with that. He said something about Biggie Proof. Okay, so will the Valheim cards ever be very rare or legendary drops in Crash 'em Derby?
Yes. So rarity is one of our big focuses, and when we put something out into the community itself, doesn't mean that we wouldn't draw it back too. So that is on the plan, definitely. So instead of just putting something into the market and never kind of drawing it back, we're going to be working with both the cards and the NFTs to release them, draw them back, release them during specific times, draw them back. and that's a scenario that we're working with as well.
Awesome.
Come.
GTA Mama wants to know boat cars in derbies. Is that going to happen?
Boat cars. You mean the ones that could either float on water or on? That's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. I'll take that to the team. I'll take that to the new designer. Absolutely. I know. Yeah, he's gonna laugh. He's gonna laugh when he thinks about a boat car. But I think he'll have fun with it. That's a good idea. Trucks and boat cars. Trucks for sure. I still want to do it with some of the EV trucks that are out there and that are coming out there, like the Rivians.
That would actually be cool if they actually had an arena that's half water, half land. You know,
that would, yeah. Well, and I've been a big proponent. You know, in the marketing guy, I like bling. So I love what happens around the tournament space as well, the derby space, and what's going on out there. So I know that would be cool to be able to hop over into one of our island areas and then hop back.
Nice. Choo Choo would like to know, she needs a choo-choo train.
You know, for Choo Choo, I think we'll definitely put that on the list. I know one of the partners is sitting here taking notes. So for Choo Choo, she's fantastic.
And Biggie approves. Valheim Viking boat car. What GTA Mama says. A bumper boat level for CED. Guy named Gio is asking. There's some really good concepts here.
That's some great stuff. That's some great
Remember,
stuff.
Binxers out there. Remember, there is a suggestions block. Please abuse it and use it. Remember, they do look at what you write in there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I love the Abrams tank too. That's a great concept. Or just
tanks.
military vehicles in general would be freaking
Nice.
amazing.
Yeah, just like the regular military, like the old style 80s Jeep, you know, with the window that folds down.
You could do old style, you could do Humvee versus like F-25 levels. Yeah.
That'd be... hope you're taking notes, Monkey Bite, GTA Mama says.
We are. Someone taking notes. Absolutely. Well, it's the beauty of video, right? It's all here. We can always read it.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so now with the NFTs in the Binx boxes, can you explain a little bit, just in case nobody knows, how do you get these cards, specifically that are now in the Binx boxes right now?
So all of our cards begin with playing and interacting with community members. So playing the games, supporting other community members through chat or through visiting the stream, following, whatever it might be. We measure engagement, and so that's the kind of core approach is cross engagement between community members. But certainly playing the games, you're going to get cards, playing CD, playing the crowd play games, playing Valheim, as Bloody knows. You can find card drops in there. You also have the exchange where you can exchange cards, and you're able to gift them and move them amongst each other as well. So, I'd say the two top places, the places we'd love people to find cards the most and utilize the cards for the most, are playing the games themselves and reaching out to other members who have cards and exchanging them. So for me, it's not necessarily about the act of the exchange as much as it is encouraging people to reach out to Bloody when he's playing and saying, "Hey, Bloody, I really need this card. What can I do for you so that we can make that happen?" Right?
Gotcha.
And just making that outreach. And I think when people we do have a number of people that come to us and ask what's the kind of primary path. And I say, well, go talk to a streamer. Jump into their stream right now. We've got them all over the front page. You can see them live. Just jump into every single one of them and say, look, hey, I need this card. Who's got it? What can I do to help you? Can I subscribe to you on Twitter? Can I boost you through Facebook? Can I get you onto TikTok? What can I do? What can I do to kind of help promote you and better your gaming experience in exchange for these cards.
And that is freaking awesome, because basically, yeah, it's mainly going in there and engaging with the streamer, because if you don't engage,
Right.
you're not going to be able to,
Right.
you know. And I mean, I can tell if you go, if you go to Bloody Stream, and you go in there and you're just like, hey, I want the card, instead of, taking the time to see what he's doing and, what he did to get that card. That would be more, like, hey, Bloody, I saw you were playing
Exactly.
Valheim and you got that card. How much you want
Right.
for it?
Or I'll say
We want to exchange for
I
it.
see your next stream is in at this time on this date. I'm going to send out 10 tweets in support of you and see if I can bring some friends over and we'll hang out. I mean, that's the kind of thing that we want to see everybody kind of exchanging with and moving forward. I think I take that back. I think that's the number one thing I'd say to go out to.
Yeah, proper
You can
engagement.
definitely do it through playing the games. That's cool too. But I think just engagement in general. And we don't do a whole bunch of tracking. We try to be very respectful of our members' statistics and information. But we do a little bit of, we do know when that outreach happens. And actually, a lot of it isn't about us watching chat or doing anything like that. It's more, some member will come to us and say, hey, do you know who this person is? Or hey, this person's going up for a partner. I think they're fantastic. We talked about this. We talked about that. That kind of stuff really sticks with the team, and it sticks with we put flags on things to say, you got to keep an eye on these people to really, move them up faster and move them. They're really engaging with the community. So that's the purpose of the boxes. That's the purpose of the cards, is to build that engagement.
All right.
Question for the man. How many of you guys got some nice, real question, because it happens majority all the time. Why does Binx always raid me when I've been drinking? Do you guys just lurk and go, oh, he's getting drunk, raid him now?
I swear to God, it's programmatic. I swear to God. I mean, I don't think there are a couple of us, there's very, very few limited numbers in the team that can actually switch on or focus a premium or a special premium. But no, it's for the most part, it's programmatic, so that we don't favor anyone individually. When you come into the community, you have you're kind of on a short list. When you come in first to the community, you're on kind of a short list to get featured quickly, so that you can get that feel, so that you can get that boost. You talk, Bloody, about kind of driving people in 7 days into those affiliates or whatever we want. We want to be part of that process for you. After that, it's a kind of amalgamation of your engagement, how many streamers you follow, of how many times you speak and speak out with them and talk to them in chat. It's kind of all over the map, but it's definitely an algorithm that we try not to futz with too much, because we know that we might land on Bloody drinking.
Only on this channel.
Well, that's some, so there you go, Jaime. It's automated. Only a few people have control of it, but yeah. It's not that they're picking on you.
No. And the only way that you kind of the tool that does work around that, around the features, are the premium feature donations, and those are in your hands, right? We don't. You guys pick the time. You guys pick the place. And again, this was a way for us to make sure that it wasn't being badly utilized, and that's why there's a little price on it. But it's really, again, something that we just wanted. If there was anybody pulling the lever, we want it to be our members, not us, right?
Yeah, gotcha. Hold on, I'm doing a spin to win real quick. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, anyone have any questions on NFTs while we're on it?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Not completely spaced out blonde moment,
Well, one of the things with NFTs and digital currencies in general is that it is all so cracking new. It's all so basic. It's all at the beginning points right now. So there are no experts in it. And anybody who claims to be an expert is lying to you. You're all learning where this is going and how it's going. And so, every question, there's no dumb questions. And I'll do a point out on Binx Pro on our informational site, our support site. We're going to start putting up some resources, some informational resources around NFTs, around blockchaining, around walleting, exchanges, etc., so that you can get a little bit more comfortable with what is going on there. But yeah, we're all learning at this point, and that's kind of where what's really exciting about the whole blockchains and digital currencies.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
now with the digital currencies, you've given me a couple of websites. Let me go ahead and get
And what are
to
they?
one. This one
Sure, I'll
is
run
Raribles.
Yes.
Rarible. So Rarible is probably where we listed our first NFT. Good site, good solution. So again, the market breaks up into three parts. There's the NFT, which is the product. There's the marketplace, and then there's the wallet. Rarible is one of the neatest kind of markets that we're looking at right now. They're very closely affiliated with the other site that I gave to you, OpenSea. They kind of share data amongst each other. But again, small indie kind of groups focusing on the exchange portion of this new and evolving world. And you'll see a lot of art on there. You'll see a lot of animated GIFs on there, or I should say just anims, not GIFs. Animated artwork on there. And you'll find our cars and your cards as well. So these, while the Binx box area is wholly kind of just for Binx members, right? That's our exchange just for our membership, right?
Yeah.
The Rarible and OpenSea is open to the world, and it's someplace you can take the NFT of a car or of a card or of a piece of artwork and market it as you see fit.
So it's
Beneath that are the wallets.
So it's kind of like eBay or OfferUp, where you could just post one of the NFT cards and say,
Exactly.
"Hey, what do you want to give for me? What do you want to give me for it?" So
Exactly.
now, is this kind of like a bid portion?
It has a bid portion. It has fixed pricing, bid portions, percentiles you can move up, and it's also global. So it's based on the digital currency that you have, and that kind of drives back to the wallet. But it's something that you can pick up and access and work with in China, just as you could in Egypt, just as you could here in the United States. So that's one of the fantastic and terrifying things about what's happening now. It's fantastic because it's revolutionizing the kind of mobility of value, right, all over the globe.
Gotcha.
Terrifying because it's revolutionizing the mobility of value all over the globe for the same exact reason.
Okay. I know Bloody had a question.
No, it's more like basically for you Binx partners out there and your Binx streamers out there as well. If you look at the announcements, they actually explain how the Binx rate actually works. Basically, the more you network, you get a slighter, better chance at getting Binx rated. For the Binx partners, they can be rated every 4 days, depending on how much they network within the community. With the streamers, it's every 7 days for that aspect. Just throwing out some clarification out there if you're wondering on, hey, I've been like this and this and that. So, and then, like I said, it is all randomly just there. So you might have a higher, but you still might not get picked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hemi, you have to read. It works. Absolutely. It works pretty good. Or unless you do TTS, text to speech. I do that a lot. Just have it read out to me. I'm lazy.
Jeremy says, "Is this why every time I stream I get rated?" It all depends on how long. Like if you raid one day, you get rated. It could happen maybe 4 days later, or it's random. It's more of, again, how you engage with the community and stuff, whether it's going to premium featured, a feature stream, podcast.
Once a week. If he streams once a week, then yeah,
There
I
you
mean,
go.
he has a, and he's in a lot of streams, so that's giving him like some extra brownie
Yeah.
points, slight brownie points, but still a little bit more brownie points that gives you a slight better chance at actually getting it rated.
267 says he was rated tonight, so he's happy. Thanks, Binx.
Awesome.
Okay, so the next one that you gave me was OpenSea.
Yeah, so OpenSea is just like Rarible. Share information. It's the same kind of exchange. It's based in a different part of the world, but again, a small indie exchange. And yeah, it's good tech. When you load onto one, it loads. When you load onto Rarible, it immediately loads on OpenSea and vice versa. And there's a number of exchanges out there that kind of draw from the same NFT world, but these are the two that we've vetted and played with the most, and we felt were good, solid places for our members to play and be fairly secure and comfortable in doing their transactions with.
Okay.
So, and that's what I think in the coming days and weeks we'll be doing some case studies of how you can take an NFT car or an NFT that you create of your own and post it up into these exchanges and build value yourself, right? And Binx doesn't need a piece of that. We don't need to be part of the transaction. It's just a matter of creating value for the gamer themselves. It's kind of like a virtual good market, but not all the money goes to Tencent.
Okay.
Right?
So I mean, like all these websites that we're displaying, these are some of the websites you can go to do this type of stuff, right? So if people want to,
Right.
Okay. So just wanted to clarify, if you want to use any of these now, are any of these sites specific to a region, or are all of these
No, and that's
worldwide?
Not really. That's the beauty of this new kind of wave that's coming, is that it doesn't have national ties, it doesn't have regional ties or county. It doesn't have it. It's really very, very flexible movement of value and accessibility of value. And I think what most people get, and I know my team as well, we've gotten into situations where we hit a button and all of a sudden half our Ethereum or something is gone for 10 seconds and we lose our minds. So there's kind of a fear, there's a fear that it's so open and it's so free out there that you could lose out. But that's why we're kind of stepping into these. We've broken these into the product, the market, and the wallet, so that and then suggested these places because we've seen these to be. We're using these internally for the building of our games, for our internal staffing as well, and they're pretty legit places to play. They're not black market kind of markets.
Okay. Now, Choo-Choo says, so that means that she can put her Choo-Choo Big Caboose on there and make it, make a currency for it?
So Choo-Choo is a fantastic artist. Let's just say that straight up. And yes, she could create a Rarible account, take an art piece of the trains that she likes to do art for, create it as an NFT, and sell it through one of these exchanges.
She wants to put her caboose, her Choo-Choo caboose.
There's.
Are we speaking metaphorically?
There's the adult nature NFTs out there as well, but I don't think they're.
You can bet. I don't know them offhand, but Choo-Choo, we can talk about it later. But,
Ooh la la!
I'm sure the market's out there for anything.
For a big caboose.
There is.
We made Monkey Bite Red.
Yeah.
I know I'm kidding. Well, the last piece of this, the only piece I want to kind of make sure that I mention once more time is that wallet piece. The wallet is where you keep your value, right? Where you keep your whatever digital currency that you're working with, and any NFTs that you own yourself. And so we've gone through and Rican has them as well, and we'll post them on Binx Pro as well. We have a selection of 3 wallets that we use internally that are legit and won't let you. I mean, anything can let you lose your value, but we'll make it easier for you. And one thing that we found as we're stepping into this tech is that it's not easy. It's not. There are a lot of pain points along the way that are being worked out by companies like Rarible, like OpenSea, and like MetaMask and Coinbase. Everybody might have heard recently of Coinbase going public. These pain points are being worked out, and there's going to be a inflection point where someone does something. I can't even know exactly what that is, but does something that just takes this off and through the roof. And I'll give you an example for an NFT and buying an NFT. One of the things that you have to do is pay for gas prices on the NFT. And so we might list an NFT, say, I'm just going to pick a number for $10. But Rarible might need a gas price of an additional $10 to sell it to you. So you would have to buy it for $20. And that is not a great way to do business. And the thing is that gas price changes. It fluctuates given the time of day, the time of and the day and the time of day. And it's a pain point. It's not something that's neat. And kind of why they call it gas is because it's an electronic transaction, and so somebody needs to have create the power to make that transaction happen. And so companies like Rarible and OpenSea are passing that cost along to the purchaser. That's something that's not going to stick. It's not going to stick. It's a pain point. It doesn't allow us to sell our NFTs at the price we want them. It's a market-driven issue, and I think somebody's going to figure out how to overcome that pain point eventually. And there are a couple of other little ones, but that's one that is just an example.
All right. So before we get into the wallets, because I think the wallets are next, the 3 wallets. Jaime would like to know, is Binx hiring a PC tech? He's got 17 years of experience, and I will relocate. And he says, LOL, just kidding.
Well, the nice thing is that we're all virtual, so we find them, we keep them where we find them, kind of thing. So I think our last office we had was in, I think it was 2000. We closed down. We had an office in the middle of California, and we closed it down. We've been a virtual company ever since. And we would never, given what's happened this last year, there's nothing that we would do that would change that in the future. So certainly
basically work from home.
Work from home. Hell yeah! I mean,
less overhead cost. I mean, seriously,
less overhead. We had people and costs dedicated only to our office works that were doing nothing for our business or for our community. And as soon as we got rid of them, it was like shedding just 1,000 pounds. It was awesome, and that allowed me to be at home, raise my daughters, and my partners to do the same. And that's what we want. That's what everybody needs. So yes, to get back to your point, I don't know that we're hiring hardware people right now, but certainly we are always looking for talented people. So drop us a line. Tell us what you got.
There you go, Jaime. Hit him with DMs. All right. So
hit him with DMs. Absolutely.
The next one is, I'm guessing these are the wallets, right? MetaMask, Coinbase, and Fortimatic.
Right, and MetaMask is probably the coolest because you can attach it to whatever browser that you're working on. And it's not an app. in and of itself. It's a plugin for
It's a
other
plugin,
apps.
yeah. Which I have it right here. It's showing. See,
Yeah,
I
it
have
works
no money.
really nicely. No, you got to build up those F, brother. But yeah, it's a pull down. It's really simple to kind of access, and what I love about these wallets, and this is where I think that we're going to see a lot of innovation in the wallet side of things, is that it's yours. It lives on your machine. It's validated throughout the internet, but it really lives on your machine, and it follows you around. And you can put all kinds of information into it. In this case, obviously, we're talking about NFTs. You there have you have some F as your kind of focal point. But in the future, I think we're going to see wallets that keep our healthcare information, our government records, our passports, you name it. It's going to hold those within these wallet offerings. And the neat thing about that is that as you're traveling the web right now, or you're traveling pretty much anything on the net, not even just the web, companies are sopping up your information without really telling you what they're taking. You might click one button that says I agree or I accept, and they're taking just umpteen amounts of stuff, right? With the wallets, when you put your stuff into it, we have to ask for every single piece of information. So it forces companies like myself, like mine, to validate why we're asking for your information. And I think that's going to be super powerful in converting into gaming, obviously, but into healthcare also. I want to know your heart rate, and here's exactly why I want to know. It's for this specific one reason, and then guess what? I'm going to totally forget it, right? Or the other thing with the wallet, some of the tech that's coming down the pike is that you actually never even transfer that information to me. It's to a company. It's tokenized and secure, and so my software might get what it needs, but there's no way for me as the human that stands behind the software to get it. Period. It's blowfish encrypted, or actually not blowfish encrypted. Forget I said that. It's encrypted. Blowfish is all ordeal. But that's something that the kind of wallet technology is really exciting, because I think it's going to evolve into something that we have individually a lot more power over our information with, which will free up companies in the healthcare industry, companies in the gaming industry, companies on the web and e-commerce even, to do more things along the lines that they're interested in and not worry so much about our security. So
okay. Awesome. The next one is Coinbase. So same concept.
Coinbase, same concept. Coinbase is an interesting company, and like I said, it went public I think last week or the week before that, and did a lot of marketing for the industry in general. But the neat thing about Coinbase is that it is a wallet technology. It also is an exchange that's one level deeper, and we don't get into this with our stuff, but Coinbase actually digs down deeper into exchanges dealing with digital currencies. So while OpenSea and Rarible and the Binx boxes are kind of marketplaces for NFTs, Coinbase actually also has a marketplace for the dollar, for the Bitcoin, for the Ethereum. And it's for them it's a very seamless market. But then once you live in that market, you live in the Coinbase market. And so while they're the granddaddy of the kind of digital exchange world, they're also a little limiting. You can't kind of get other interesting coinages in there. And so, but it's a really good system.
All right, and then you have Fortmatic.
And Fortmatic is one of the new players out there. Again, good, solid service, smaller company, much like MetaMask. It allows you to have a lot of flexibility around your value, and then you can carry it wherever you want to go. So another one that we're playing with. I know a little less about them, but I'm learning.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna post all these links there. So if you guys want to check them out, Monkey Bite. with these 3 wallets, because you know, me and you have talked about the NFTs and stuff. I think you said that your preference was MetaMask, right?
I use MetaMask. I enjoy MetaMask. Yeah, MetaMask and Rarible, and of course, Binx NFTs.
So there goes the links to them if you guys are interested in signing up. Of course, you know, since you guys are gonna, for those of you who play CED, Valheim, stuff like that, if you want to start your accounts, this is where you would go to get them. You know, again, this is where Binx is moving towards, and hopefully, you know, there'll be growth with it, and you know, to help you guys as well. And just like Monkey Bite says, this is something to where you can actually profit for yourself. It has nothing to do with Binx, but Binx is bringing it to you guys to be able to use to make money for yourselves. So, which is again another amazing tool that you know you can use to profit off of, you could say. Let's see. 267 says, I'm still new to it all, but I will at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing, you're not going to miss. Like I said, it's so new right now. You're not going to miss if you know, it takes you 6 months to kind of get into it or feel comfortable with it. You're not going to miss the wave because, like I said, it's very new. It's very starting point. But the neat thing is for us, it really it brings back that it brings us back to our core belief, which is that the member, the gamer, the streamer needs to profit more so, if not equally, with whomever's providing the service. You know, if Twitch, Twitch had sold for what it did sell for, but then it took a percentage of that money and showered it upon the people who actually built Twitch, the gamers, the streamers.
Okay,
that would have been proper. That would have been correct. And given, I know I love them. They're good people. They're good business. But that's the way that we see business going in the future. Is that communities and community members will benefit from the communities and the businesses and the buyouts. And this is a technology we might utilize to make that happen, to make that a reality.
Okay. Doom Knight says, I think there's a question. Doom Knight, tell me if I'm saying this wrong. Will Valheim drop NFTs? Which they are doing now, right? Because one of the cards that you see on Bloody's camera right now, those you can actually get in Valheim.
Right.
So yes, but will drop on big servers. So I'm wondering if he's asking if the NFTs are going to drop in big servers as well.
So the mechanism that we have to drop NFTs into games that aren't ours are the cards. And so you'll find those cards throughout our servers, obviously throughout the site, throughout other people's games. But we are, in fact, reaching out to other developers, other indie game developers, Valheim peeps included. And we'd love to work and kind of integrate more closely with them as well.
Cool. Are there any game indie developers that you're looking into that you can mention, or is that still in the works?
Not at the moment. In the works, yeah. In the works, yeah.
Dunai says, so if I play the game, I can get one NFT, or I can get a drop by watching a streamer.
Yes, you could play. I mean, Bloody's one of the Valheim gods, so you might be able to talk to the playing of the Valheim. You'd pick up cards, and with those cards, you could get NFTs. Yes, exactly. Now, if you're playing CED, which is one of our games, we're going to be dropping NFTs directly into those games.
Okay, so like when the winner of the round, it will randomly drop in there.
It could.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Yes, 267. You do have to play Valheim, And just so you guys know, if none of you know, Binx does have their own server. So if you would like to join, you know, you have Bloody, you have Tinkerhell, you have Choo Choo. I mean, a whole bunch of Binx members that have been playing on the server from the beginning. And they're currently right now setting up.
Actor Squid. Oh, yeah.
They're setting up for the 4th boss. Is that correct?
They're about to take down the boss. Yep.
So about probably next week or the week after, depends on that. We're gonna have our beautiful raid lead, Miss Tinkerhell, actually guiding us to victory for the 5th boss.
No way, really? Oh, she's that's your third victory.
But do understand too for Valheim, currently they can only get 10 players into a server. So just remember that.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things. If we hit those limits and people are asking for more, we can launch new servers. So you know, those squeaky wheel. Let us know.
Cool. Awesome. Now, does anyone have any questions on NFTs, the currency wallets? Bloody, do you have anything that you want to share or ask?
Oh, with the wallets and stuff, I do have a hard style digital wallet, with me as well. Plus, I also have my online stuff as well. So I have like multiple different ones. The wallets ones that you're using, which one would you like? For people barely getting into crypto. I've been in crypto for a while. Like I said, on my own channel, I do run Instant, which is another crypto that's actually gaining momentum. Mm-hmm. But for someone just barely jumping in, like what kind of wallet would you suggest for them to actually fully use?
MetaMask, definitely. MetaMask was straight up. They fixed a lot of those pain points that we talked about earlier. I'd say let me step back. If you aren't already invested in cryptocurrencies, Coinbase is probably your best starting point. And the reason that I'd say that is because Coinbase has fixed a pain point where they're able to take national currencies and transfer them into digital currencies pretty seamlessly and into their own wallet, right? But for someone like you who's already kind of dabbling in cryptocurrencies and has figured out how to make that transfer of I guess you'd call it IRL currencies into digital currencies, MetaMask is number one. They've fixed some of the UI and some just nice tweaky little pain points that make it pretty easy to utilize their service. And I found it to be really, really secure. I enjoy how it bugs me for a request every time somebody tries to.
Yeah, I'm not having any issues with that so far, so I'm actually really happy about that. I'm still waiting for the integration so I can put them into my carry-on digital wallet, which I do have.
Yeah, well, and you've done something that's interesting, and I think of the moment too. And if I'm reading correctly, but this whole physical versus virtual, like physical key to virtual and virtual key to physical, which is a real neat kind of market that we'll see in the future. I've got one of these little slip 'em Rift wallets that can kind of mess with, but then it's got a tap on it as well. And I could totally see a company like Ridge or someone coming out with something that would have that physical key to virtual goods and vice versa. I think that's a very plausible market.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, MetaMask, for those, is highly recommended for starting off. Coinbase. And we posted the
Coinbase for starting off. Yeah,
Coinbase for starting off, and then Meta when the shinies.
Yeah, when you're ready to level up, yeah, I'd take it to MetaMask. Absolutely.
All right. Now we have one cool announcement that I just seen just recently, and that is E3 2021 will be taking place virtually June 12th through June 15th. They've actually just announced it. So
that makes sense.
Nice.
GDC. Yeah, GDC came out this morning, so I would expect E3 would say the same thing.
Oh, when are they doing theirs?
GDC, let's see, what did they say here? Oh, do I still have it? They came out and they said They didn't give a date. They said they gave a state of the industry. They're taking all registration by May 26th. That's not when they're going to have it, but it looks like it's all digital online as well.
Okay. So now going into these, conventions and stuff that, that everybody used to go to and enjoy, and be able to meet people, have connections and stuff, has that impacted you guys, in, again, being able to, like you said, you had a booth at GDC. If they do eventually go back to conventions, will you guys be looking into that? Or do you think that you guys would probably do virtual maybe in the near future?
You mean do a virtual convention? That's an interesting idea, actually. Yeah, I actually like the idea of a virtual convention. We've never seen, and even when when we were doing publishing work and simply just game development work in the industry itself, we never saw a direct correlation between presence in a specific show and some kind of ROI or some kind of revenue boost, or even a boost for a specific game. Maybe that happened for the larger companies, but in the indie world, that was a thing. Well, we never saw that kind of crossover happen where it was a marketing boon to go there. For us, E3 is almost solely marketing, but for us, GDC was always really nice because it was more about going to see people like us. It was more about going to see other indie developers, other developers, have lunch, meet the Binx people, right? And do the offline kind of things. That was way more valuable to us than that we saw any kind of return or real presence. Now, I have not thought about a virtual kind of expo, because that could be very interesting too. But I gotta say, I do love going to the shows. I mean, it's just great to see people. We already live in the virtual world so much in our business and everything that the three of us do here. And so it is just nice to have that physical time and have a beer and just talk sometimes.
Oh yeah. All right.
But I like the idea of a virtual expo. I'll give that some thought. Certainly, that's an interesting idea.
And Choo-Choo says, I know Monkey Bite is now comfortable in front of a camera. See those hands wave around.
Exactly.
Yeah, all of a sudden the European in me is coming out.
You have now officially gotten comfortable and everything. So that's awesome.
I know, huh? See what happens. Okay. People come in, be comfortable.
So we know you are a busy man, sir. So we're gonna go ahead and. Yep, I know they're giving you the signal. Hey, we gotta go.
Yeah, I've got the daughters off screen going.
All right, so basically what we do for any special guests, we give you the opportunity to do your shout outs, any events that are coming up, anything that you want to, mention, people to come see, what they can do.
Any insider information you can leak out accidentally.
But this is your.
You'll hear it first, I promise you.
This is your time to shine.
Yeah, the only thing that we do, we really want to promote, we really want to get out there is the release of the new Crash and Derby coming this weekend. Keep open on Steam. Check us out on Discord. I know a lot of people are already here who are on our Discord. We'll be announcing the release then as soon as it goes live. Lots of good things happening there, and yeah, it's at the moment that's the most important thing to us is the game.
Awesome. Bloody, what are you doing this week?
This week, basically, just continuing on doing some Valheim tomorrow. Like I said, podcast week, crazy stuff going on. A lot of prep work for Valheim. Also continue on with Umineko, When the Seagulls Cry on my own channel. Very awesome psychological horror individuals out there that love to be lulled to sleep and hopefully have nightmares upon leaving my stream. Mad love there. A lot of crazy stuff going on, more networking going out there, a couple new stuff I'm trying to implement, but you'll find that out when you enter the stream. Rican,
Nice.
Up with you. I mean, a couple times you'll say, wait, like I know last week, I was expecting, wait, where's Rican? You know, because like, you know, that one Wednesday you weren't live, so it kind of threw me off for a little bit. So hopefully you're feeling better. And
Yeah.
what else you got?
Well, because of course, you know, I got the new job and everything. So, my new days off are Monday, Thursday, and Friday. So guess what, guys? Friday, I'm coming back to Derby Fridays. So
Yes.
Sweet.
now that I have, community day. So now that I have Fridays off, I can actually participate this time. Woohoo!
Awesome sauce.
Other than that, basically, I've been playing It Takes Two with Jaime V, which is freaking awesome. I think we have a long way to go because I've seen some other streams, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we haven't done yet. It's crazy. But other than that, you know, just trying to adjust to my new schedule. I will be posting a brand new schedule again. You know, because of the new job and everything. So it's going to be freaking awesome. Other than that, yeah, like I said, if you guys weren't here earlier, I got a irritation on my hands from work. So I was not able to come into work today. Yes, it was an allergy. So, but yeah, new schedule coming up and everything. And I can't wait. So once again, guys, just so you know,
Wait. I got a crazy question about CED. I got one.
Go ahead.
Okay, Monkey Bite for CED itself. Due to the fact, you know, Derby Days, I do believe we're missing a 2020 Derby Days logo and a 2021. Is that being worked on? And will the 2020 actually be retroed out so we do have something to relate to 2020, or we're just going to wipe 2020 off the map?
Ooh, that's a good point.
2020 never happened. Can we just skip it and let it go?
No, you know,
I think we're in part 2 of 2020, probably.
well, it's let me bring that to the team, and I like that because I don't want to. A lot was learned last year, a lot, and I don't want to. I want to be obviously respectful of what was lost as well, who was lost. And maybe that's where we focus, is we do something around a little remembrance, kind of now that we're not all terrified and running. I mean, I know part of the world is still fighting it right now, but maybe I'll bring it up to the team. That's a good. So to answer your question, sure, we're doing that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, I think that would be
awesome sauce.
I think we can take some time for reflection, and that would be a cool way to do it. And yeah, I'm down for that.
All right. Let's see.
Entrepreneur, ladies and gentlemen, like basically it. If you need some creative services, developer for software, web, video, print, and social solutions, please definitely go check out this. Awesome. Their mission is to build campaigns and innovative service of physical and digital distribution throughout the globe. They start to innovate, enjoy, learn, and rise and repeat. Rinse and repeat. My bad.
Rinse and repeat. Somebody wrote that. Nice.
I know.
All right.
Welcome, you know, Binx TV. We have the health tech creative industry. Mad love there. Don't worry,
Yes.
I'm actually advertising him since he's not going to right now.
All right. So I would like to say thank you, Monkey Bite, for coming on the show. It was freaking amazing. Now we have to figure out a way to get Binx in here.
Oh God.
Himself. You know, so
Something to work on.
Yes. And just so you guys know, yes, we are going to continue to try to get Binx in here, you know, because these guys have been amazing supporters to the channel and everything. And we greatly appreciate everything that you've done for this channel, everything you've done for the community, everything you've done for all the streamers out there. You guys are amazing. Don't stop what you're doing. Keep on rising to the top. And I would speak for all of us. Thank you. And we'll be right behind you. So it's been an amazing experience. So
Right back at you. Absolutely.
all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again, this podcast was sponsored by Binx.tv and Bloody
Anime for Humanity. Find that mental through anime. Mad love there out there.
All right. So, we're going to go ahead and raid into a Binx member. Let's see who is.
That was like a question kind of thing. What?
Hey.
Big member? You're not for sure? I mean,
I'm trying to find one. Here we go. I got one.
Pick your pick.
I got a good one. Are you guys ready for this one? Oh yeah, it's good.
Maybe.
It's good because you want to know why? We love those streamers that don't have the viewers, and we would like to help them out. So once again, guys, go in there, show them the Binx love, show them the nation love, and the Bordellos love and everything. These guys are out there. You don't know how much, like all of us, Monkey Bite, Bloody, every single streamer out there works to build their content and everything and bring this out to you guys. So thank you so much for being here, and let's go ahead and raid into Kimmit Simit.
Oh, I thought you could say cricket. Oh, wait.
I corrected myself.
Kimmit
Simit.
Cricket. We're hoping for cricket, but yeah, Kimmit. Drop us some nice derby love.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh, awesome. Wait, what's he running?
He is running Dallas. Yep.
Side scroller. Nice.
Once again, guys, thank you so much. You guys have a great night. Monkey, thank you so much. And you have a great one.
Thank you, friends. Absolutely.
Here we go.